Imagine a king so rich, his wealth is almost impossible to measure. He ruled a vast kingdom, larger than any in Europe at the time. This wasn't a king from a fairy tale, this was Mansa Musa, the ruler of the Mali Empire in Africa. He lived over 700 years ago, but his story still amazes people today. Mansa Musa is often called the richest person who ever lived. He controlled the gold and salt trade in West Africa. These were valuable resources, and Mansa Musa's kingdom had a lot of them. Some people try to calculate his wealth, but it's hard to put a number on it. It wasn't just about the gold, though. Mansa Musa was a powerful leader. He cared about his people and wanted the best for his kingdom. He used his wealth to help his people and to spread knowledge and culture throughout his empire and beyond. Mansa Musa wasn't born a king. He inherited the throne from his grandfather, who had built a powerful army and expanded the Mali Empire. Musa, which means prince in the Mandinka language, was well educated and prepared to rule. He took the throne around the year 1312. At this time, the Mali Empire was already wealthy, but Mansa Musa made it even more prosperous. He expanded the empire's borders through smart alliances and strategic conquests. He developed gold and salt mines and made sure trade routes were safe and well maintained. Under Mansa Musa's rule, the Mali Empire became a major center of trade. Merchants from North Africa, Europe and the Middle East traveled to Mali to trade for gold, salt, ivory and enslaved people. This trade brought great wealth to the empire and helped to spread its fame. Mansa Musa was a devout Muslim. Like all Muslims, he believed in the 5 pillars of Islam. One of these pillars is the Hajj, a pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca. Every Muslim who is able is expected to make this journey at least once in their lifetime. In 1324, Mansa Musa decided to perform the Hajj. This wasn't going to be an ordinary pilgrimage. He planned to travel in a grand style befitting the ruler of the Mali Empire. He assembled a massive caravan with thousands of soldiers, attendants and camels. The camels carried supplies, gifts and a huge amount of gold. Mansa Musa's journey to Mecca was more than just a religious pilgrimage. It was also a chance to show the world the wealth and power of the Mali Empire. Mansa Musa's journey took him across the Sahara Desert and through several important cities. Everywhere he went, he impressed people with his generosity. He gave gold to the poor, funded the construction of mosques, and showered gifts on local rulers. His visit to Cairo, the capital of Egypt, was especially memorable. Mansa Musa and his entourage spent several months in the city, and their presence caused a sensation. The amount of gold they spent was staggering. It was said that the price of gold in Cairo actually went down because Mansa Musa had flooded the market with it. Stories of Mansa Musa's wealth and generosity spread far and wide. His visit to Cairo cemented his reputation as a fabulously wealthy and powerful king. The journey to Mecca was long and arduous, but Mansa Musa and his entourage eventually completed the Hajj. During his time in Mecca, he prayed at the Kaaba, the holiest site in Islam, and met with other Muslim rulers. After completing the Hajj, Mansa Musa returned to Mali. He brought back scholars, architects and artists to help him spread Islamic learning and culture throughout his empire. He also brought back new ideas about architecture, art and government that he had encountered on his travels. The exact date of Mansa Musa's death is unknown, but it is believed he died in 1337. He ruled the Mali Empire for over 20 years, and his reign is considered a golden age in the empire's history. Section 6. Building an Empire of Knowledge. Mansa Musa was a great patron of education and culture. He believed that knowledge was essential for a strong and prosperous empire. He established schools in cities across Mali, including Timbuktu, which became a world-renowned center of learning. He invited scholars from all over the Islamic world to come and teach in these schools. He also built libraries, including the famous library at Sankore University in Timbuktu, which housed thousands of manuscripts on a wide range of subjects, from religion and law to medicine and astronomy. Under Mansa Musa's patronage, Timbuktu became a beacon of intellectual and cultural life, attracting scholars and students from across Africa and beyond. Section 7. A legacy written in gold. Mansa Musa's wealth and generosity were legendary, but his true legacy lies in his contributions to the development of the Mali Empire. He left behind a kingdom that was not only wealthy, but also a center of learning, culture, and trade. He expanded the empire's borders, established trade relations with other countries, and made Timbuktu a major intellectual hub. He also commissioned the construction of many mosques and public buildings, including the famous Djinguereber Mosque in Timbuktu, which still stands today. Mansa Musa's reign marked a high point in the history of the Mali Empire. He is remembered as a wise and just ruler who used his wealth and power to benefit his people. Section 8. Musa's impact on the world. Mansa Musa's fame spread far beyond the borders of his empire. His pilgrimage to Mecca made him a household name in North Africa, the Middle East, and even Europe. European mapmakers began to include the Mali Empire on their maps, often depicting Mansa Musa holding a gold coin or a golden scepter. His reign coincided with the time of great intellectual and cultural ferment in the Islamic world, and his patronage of scholars and artists helped to spread these ideas across West Africa. His legacy continued to inspire people for centuries after his death, and he remains an important figure in the history of Africa. Section 9. Can we learn from Mansa Musa? Mansa Musa's story is not just about wealth and power. It is also a story about faith, generosity, and the importance of education. He used his wealth to help others, to build mosques and schools, and to spread knowledge across his empire. He reminds us that true wealth is not measured by how much gold you have, but by how you use your resources to make a positive impact on the world. His story is a source of inspiration for people all over the world. And it teaches us that even after hundreds of years, the actions of one person can still have a profound impact on history.